you realize how many people in this room weren't born when the Pillars was formed? I was saying to Jerry Schwartz, who said to me, "Who are you?" Jerry, your memory is just as good as it ever was. Maybe. We're talking about legacies. How many of you still drink out of a can of Coke and save the cap? How many of you remember that? Very few. Tony, you remember, but you're too old to raise your hand. For those of you who don't know, that's a legacy. When I was hired at the Chamber in 1960 as assistant chief cook and bottle washer, I first met this gentleman who was extremely active at the Chamber at that time, and we created a relationship and a friendship. When I left the Chamber to become assistant manager of the Miami Beach Convention Center back in 1964, I had occasion to run into this gentleman again, who had a company by the name of Mancraft Exhibitors. And he was the chosen exhibit company to put on all the exhibits and shows in the convention center. He also was still active in the Chamber. He also was still active in Kiwanis. In fact, his whole life was being involved and being active in this community. But his first love was this Chamber. His second love happened to be the convention center, but that's for later on. And as my career progressed, my friendship and my relationship with him deepened. When I started my own business, which was a mistake, I went to Leon to be my first client. And he looked at me and he said, "No way." I said, "What? We're friends. We've been friends for years. I don't trust people with beards." So I didn't shave, I didn't get the account. But I kept the friendship and kept the relationship. When I became chairman of the Chamber, that story's already been told, Leon was my mentor. He told me the ins and outs of what to do and how to handle it and everything else. The HLT program that he created, paying down the mortgage, all those things. He was the heart and soul of the conscience of this Chamber. In my first year, when I inherited this chairmanship, we named Leon Man of the Year. It wasn't an honor just to say we're going to name him Man of the Year. You read his accomplishments outside on the board. And I remember that the gift we gave him, and Audrey, you remember this, was this crystal golf club. Because Leon, up until the day he passed, played golf at the age of 95. And the crystal was in his house for many, many years until one day I get a call and Leon says to me, "The golf club broke." And I said, "Get another one." "What are you calling me for?" You know, he said, "I just want you to know that that has been in my life ever since I was named Man of the Year." Of course, the following year, Bart was named Man of the Year, and we gave him a sandal. Don't ask why, don't even go there. Picture of Bart in his office being a Jewish cowboy. It sticks in my mind forever. And in my last term, Cal Kovens, the late Cal Kovens, became Man of the Year. And I'll never forget his opening remark. "It's about time you honored me." In this case, this man who was like a brother to me, long overdue again to be honored by an organization of which he gave his life every day of the year. As part of his fundraising in Kiwanis, he went around to every meeting, every time you were drinking a soda out of a can, and collected the little flip top and gave it into charity. And the amount of money he raised was phenomenal. I can only tell you that it's not easy, because when you lose a friend like Leon, you lose a part of your life. The chamber has lost its heart and soul in that respect of Leon Manning, but it lives on in every one of you who's hearing and listening to the past speeches of everyone who has talked about the chamber. We talk about legacy. There is no finer legacy than Leon Manning. And because of him, I'm here. He brought me to the dance. And I wish he was here today so he could drive me home. Thank you.